Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 2, number 21, which reads, in 1875, Tweed escaped from jail and fled to Spain and unwittingly brought about one final triumph for the power of political cartoons. And so, number 21, first thing you've got to be able to identify is that these are verbs. How do you know when a verb is a verb? Well, if it shows action, it's a verb. Now keep in mind there are verbs that don't show action, has, have, had, show possession, or they're helping or linking verbs. Also, you've got your state of being verbs, is, am, are, was, were. So, anyway, we identify them as a verb. Now when a verb is underlined, there's two things that could be wrong with that verb. It could be tense, it could be subject-verb agreement. And so, subject-verb agreement is whether the verb is singular or plural based on the subject. And an example would be bring versus bring. She brings, they bring. So ironically, when a verb has an S on it in its present tense, when you're talking third person, then it's singular. And when it has no S, then it's plural. So they bring, she brings, which is kind of funny. But, so it's the opposite the way a noun would work. Nouns, we put an S to make them plural, take away the S to make them singular. But don't get wrapped up in that. You just, if you're testing subject-verb agreement, you'd read the subject right next to the verb. It sounds funny, then you know it's wrong. You got to take out prepositional phrases and phrases between matching punctuation. Now, that all having been said, when we look at these verbs, brought, past tense, bringing, we call that the progressive tense, brings, present tense, and has brought, that would be called the past perfect, the present perfect tense. And so let's see, when a verb is underlined and you're checking tense, you got to check out the verb before it and the verb after it, and usually it will be the same tense. So the verb before it, escaped, past tense. Let's look at the verb after it, Spanish police officer recognized, past tense. So we're looking for past tense. Correct answer here is A, brought, not bringing. Brings would be present, and has brought, we said, would be present perfect tense. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble with verbs, particularly verb tense. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Check out the short video on TikTok. Have a great day.